Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to day two for Math 133. So, um, I'm on the call, Joe Hopkins. I'll be the instructor if you weren't here on Monday. And then we also have Cindy, who's going to be taking attendance and she's going to be working on the 033 class. So, and she's going to be monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions um, in the chat, drop them in there. I'll try to catch them, but if I don't, Cindy's got me covered. So, um, okay, so here I am in Canvas. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So uh on Monday, last Monday, we talked about the class, and if you have already submitted your notes, you're awesome. So uh please join Remind, fill out the survey. So these are all due today at 6 p.m. So the class doesn't actually start till 6:30. So if you get it done by 6:30, that's okay. And honestly, I've been trying to grade these, but uh, I might not have them done till like midnight. So, um, but definitely don't wait on these, right? We talked about that last time that uh, this material is going to be used the next day. So uh, that's day one. That's the stuff that was already due. So we're on day two now, and here's the stuff that is assigned today. So you'll notice that it's due Wednesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. Now, uh, that's because on Monday there's no class. This upcoming Monday is Memorial Day. But don't wait on this stuff because 3.1 and 3.2, um, we're going to talk about that material in tomorrow's class with Cindy. So try to get this stuff done today or tomorrow before class so that that way when you come to Cindy's class on Thursday, you'll not be behind, okay? Or if she's working on worksheets, you'll know what's going on, okay? So, um,
I have a question.
and yeah, go right ahead.
So for one, we had all those lecture notes and I put them on the
Yes.
Canvas thing, but I can't tell like if you actually got them. I don't know how to know.
Yeah, so that's a good
Like the
question.
other
So,
classes, it would be like you turned it in or there would be a little icon or something, but yours it just shows blank. So I don't know like if you really got them. I don't know.
yeah, so when you submit it, it'll show like when you get done with it, it'll show confetti. It'll go psh, and you'll you'll get
Okay, I did
confetti
see
on your
that.
screen. So if you got
Yes.
confetti, you're good.
Okay.
And then I just need to get in there and grade it, and then you'll be able to see. So, um,
Okay.
and then Caitlin says it'll have a half green circle next to the assignment name. So if you're in here, it'll show half a green circle. I'm assuming it'll be a whole green circle once I've graded it. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That's
Thank
Caitlin
you.
agrees. No problem. Yeah. So the lecture notes, if you click on the lecture notes, you'll be able to watch the video there, or you can click on the link to go to YouTube and watch the video there. Okay. So technically these are not due until next week on Wednesday, but like I said, don't wait too long. Um, okay, but we also have two projects, and we're going to work on those tonight. Um, so, yeah, so your reward for coming is you don't have to do these on your own. So we have Chapter 2, Project 1, and Chapter 2, Project 3, and we'll have those done by the end of the night, and you'll be able to submit them, and you get 100% because I'm gonna show you how to do them. Okay. Um, so remember, the projects are a big deal. Projects are 15% of your grade. So uh, I'm skipping project two. Um, there's a whole bunch of projects in chapter two. And so we're not going to be able to do all of them. But I'm sure you're upset by that. So we've got to move. We got a lot to cover with only 12 weeks. So okay. So any questions before I jump in and we start working on projects? Any other questions?
You're gonna tell me what to do.
Yes, I am. I am.
Okay.
And uh, yeah, I'll try to be very, very. If you get lost, let me know because, like I said before, I want to make sure that you are understanding the material and not behind. So we have a question in the chat. Uh, so yes, uh we did for day one. We didn't cover all of chapter one. So there were some people that did all of chapter one. You don't have to do all of chapter one. It was section 1.1, and then you would skip to 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. Later, we might come back and revisit chapter one. So like section 1.2 might be covered like down here. So here's 1.2, which will be assigned day 5. You don't need to do 1.2 yet. Okay. Um,
So Ashley,
um,
she might be confused because Elaine and I did not do any chapter one worksheets. We skipped to 2.1 to start our worksheets. We didn't, we still took some notes on it, but we didn't do an actual worksheet. So you won't be doing any worksheets in your O33 class for chapter one, Ashley. So yeah, we skipped right to 2.1.
yeah, and we won't actually do any worksheets in the 133 class for chapter one either. Chapter one is all definitions. It's all, telling you what does this mean, what's a population, what's a sample, what are all these different terms. And so there's not really any math to do. Like it's mostly just definitions. So yeah, so no, you're not behind. If you submitted the notes for these sections, then you're good to go. Okay. We're going to be using the chapter two material throughout the course. So yeah, so uh I'll give you oh, my screen kind of froze. So you'll notice that there's no chapter one review. We'll be doing a chapter two review on day 4, but then we'll revisit chapter two on day 6. There's a project. Day 7, there's a chapter two project. Day 9, there's a chapter two project. So chapter two is a big deal, okay? But uh, as long as you have already submitted your lecture notes, you are fine. You're good, okay? And like I said, if you come to class, like you guys are right now, if you're in the Zoom, I'm going to be covering the material and you'll be able to get it. Okay. It is possible to, we talked about this last time. If you miss class, then you have to work on all of this by yourself, but you can still do it. Okay. You can still pull it off. If you miss both class, you have to come to class once a week. If you miss both classes, Monday and Wednesday, you'll need to come into the weekly discussion board and fill that out. So next week, there's no class on Monday. So you need to come on Wednesday, the 28th. If you miss Wednesday, the 28th, that means you missed all of week 2. I know that's kind of annoying, but so then if that's the case, you come in here to the weekly discussion board, go to week 2, fill in what it says there. Okay. It's just, you write like a paragraph on it. So, um, okay. All right. So, projects. So we have 2 projects to cover tonight. So the first is Chapter 2, Project 1, graphing with a table of data with StatCrunch. So last time we talked about StatCrunch and how to get into that. Okay, and it seemed like everybody was able to. If you haven't yet, um, you'll need to go to Pearson. But if you have, you don't need to do all that. Okay, all you need to do is type in www.statcrunch.com. Okay, it's gonna bring you to this site. In the upper right, you can see whether you're signed in or not. If you're not signed in, some of the stuff will be grayed out, but you'll click up here in the right and you'll sign in. Your sign in is going to be your JCC email and the username you selected for Pearson. Okay. If you haven't accessed Pearson yet, back over here in Canvas, there's a button here where you can click Access Pearson. And then there'll be a big yellow button that you're going to click that'll take you to Pearson. Whenever this loads, here it is. You open Pearson, and then you would create account. And the account you're going to use your JCC email. Okay. And then, oh, sorry. Yeah. Your username will be your JCC email, and then your password. Wait, did it say no special characters? That's super annoying. Okay, but make sure you have your Pearson password. Then once you've done that, you'll be in Pearson and you'll be able to just go to statcrunch.com. So that's where we're going to start today is statcrunch.com. Okay. Now, as I'm going through this stuff today, I'm going to have this up on my screen on the Zoom. You're going to want to follow along on your screen so that you can get the assignment done at the same time. Because I don't want you to watch me and then have to go back and try to remember what I did. So that means you probably are going to want two screens. Now, if you've joined on your phone, if you join Zoom on your phone and then you're on your computer, you'll be able to see what I'm doing on the Zoom, and then you'll be able to follow along on your computer. If you have two monitors like I do, that works. You know, if you uh, two monitors, like I can't do my job without two monitors as a data analyst. So, okay, so um, if you have only one monitor, you might have to be flipping back and forth. And if that's the case, let me know, slow me down if you fall behind, and I'll make sure that you're good. So, all right. So here in Canvas, we're going to start. We're going to click on Chapter 2, Project 1 under Day 2, and it's going to give you a couple links. So one of the links is a video to work on that'll show you, what you need to do, how, give you some hints and stuff. And that's if you need to work on it on your own. But the other one is a Google document. So the worksheets are in your course pack. All the projects are going to be mostly Google documents. Okay. So you'll click on this link and it'll bring you to a Google Doc here. Okay. So this is the Google Doc for everyone, and you can see it, but you can't make changes to it because this is not yours. You need to make a copy, and we're going to be doing this for all of our projects. Okay. So up here for File, make a copy. Okay. Upper left corner, make File, make a copy. And I would really appreciate it's super helpful if it has your name in it. So I'm gonna make Hopkins, just your last name's fine. If you need to choose a folder, you can. You probably don't need to. So I'll just put it in my drive here. If you
Okay. Um, I'm lost already because I was trying to set up the two screens.
yeah, no worries. So
I'm sorry.
we're gonna
I'm
go.
sorry. Okay.
Yep, that's okay. So you're
I
gonna go
got
to
the
Canvas.
stat crunch.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll be using StatCrunch in a second. First,
Oh, okay.
we need to get
Sorry.
the Google Doc open. So we actually have two things open. So we're gonna go to Canvas, and under Day 2, you're gonna click on Chapter 2, Project 1. Once you click on that, so Chapter 2, Project 1 is right here. It's going to have open this Google document at this link. So once you've
Okay.
clicked on that, it'll bring you to this Google document. You good there?
Yes, I got there
All
now.
right.
Thank you.
So now you're going to hit File, make a copy.
Okay. And this is where you want my name?
Yeah, if you could put your name in there, that would be great. Mine is just completely freezing. Wonderful. That's so great.
Okay.
Oh,
Yay.
right. We'll give it a second. Come on. There we go. So yeah, so make a copy and then click make a copy. And then if you need to choose a different folder, you can. And make a copy.
Do I need to click you or something to share or just whatever?
No, so we'll do sharing in a second. Yeah. But let's do the project first. So here I am in my copy, and you'll notice now I can actually edit it. So put my name in there, right? So 1 point for your name, right? All right. Easy point. So what we're going to do, we're going to find a publicly available data set on StatCrunch. Your data set needs to have at least 2 qualitative variables and 1 quantitative variable. So we in our lecture notes and in the worksheets, we learned what those are, right? So what kind of data is quantitative? Does anybody remember?
Numbers.
What's that?
Numbers.
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 Yes, that's right. Something you could do math on, right? Um, so we need a column with numbers, and then qualitative, that's going to be words. Okay. Now there are times that numbers can be qualitative. Okay, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Um, it's not possible for you to have words be quantitative. So you got to be able to do math. Okay, on quantitative. Okay, so also make sure we don't choose any labels. Okay, we'll talk about those. Yeah, so now we're going to go to StatCrunch.com. Yes, so www.statcrunch.com. We'll open that in a separate window. So I've got my project open here, got my StatCrunch open here. So if you in StatCrunch, if you click on data sets, it'll bring you to a huge list of data sets. There's like 5,000 pages of data sets, and these are all publicly available data. So you are welcome to use any of these, but there's, like we said, there's a couple limits. You want to make sure there's 2 qualitative columns and at least 1 quantitative. Okay, so someone's saying that it's asking you to pay to register. So you don't need to pay to register. It's already paid through Pearson. So if you had accessed Pearson and you had filled in a username and password, selected your course, so this is Math 133, at that point, you should be good to go. So Ashley, do you want to share your screen and I can walk you through how to get StatCrunch working?
I think I got it now. Hold on.
Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll just put my screen share back up. Okay. So,
Well,
so
mine
the
is
movie,
something different.
yours is something different, Kim. So you're not seeing,
It's saying like download a zip thing or something.
oh, for statcrunch.com.
I'm in my class and I went to data sets and it says
All right,
select the format of data sets you wish to use.
oh, okay. Let me stop my share. So do you mind sharing your screen real quick?
Sure. I don't know if I know how
So,
to do that.
yep. So, on Zoom, at the bottom of your screen, there'll be on Zoom, there is a green arrow, and you'll click on
Yeah.
that, and then it'll ask you
Okay.
which screen you want to share. You'll select that, and then there's a blue share button that you'll click on.
All I see is a picture of you.
So you don't see the green arrow saying
Oh,
share?
God. Let me see. I'm trying to find it here. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
But then
Okay.
if I click
So
on
click on
this,
StatCrunch, and then click on
so I gotta
Visit
go visit this
StatCrunch
thing.
website. Yep. Visit the
Okay,
StatCrunch
maybe I'm,
website.
and then out of
Second, it's
this
the
one.
second arrow down. Second arrow down.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Is it open in a different screen? I'm still only seeing my lab statistics. But you got it open?
Well, I got like the web page open where you could I could just pick one or something.
Yes, that's the one. Okay, so I'm going to take over this, take the screen share back. So you got this guy, right? Or no, you probably have this. You got this one, right? StatCrunch.com. Cindy, are you talking? No? Okay. All right, and so Kim, you can stop your screen share now. Great. So if it says sign in or register in the upper right hand corner,
Okay.
you'll want to sign in. So, because right now I can't select everything, but if I sign in and register using my Pearson username and password, sign in, then we'll be good to go.
I don't think I'm on the right screen.
Let me show you the screen you want to be on. This is the screen you want to be on right here. And then you'll click on data sets.
Yeah,
Do you,
I don't
okay.
I don't know
Can you
what
share?
this
All
is.
right. You want to share your screen, Ashley?
How do you share it? You have to
Uh,
tell me
yep.
again.
So in Zoom, there's a green arrow at the bottom. So so here's my Zoom, and there's a green arrow right here at the bottom of my screen. If I click on that, it's going to ask me what I want to share, and then I'll click on the blue share button. All right. Yours is coming up.
Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it. So over on the left, on where it says StatCrunch, yep, right there, you're going to click on that, and then it's going to be the second arrow down, StatCrunch website. So you can also just type in
Uh,
statcrunch.com and you'll be good. So and then you're going to click on data sets. So but you're good now. Can just you can stop your share, and we'll be back. Everybody's everybody's rocking and rolling. So you're going to select one of these data sets. So the movie one works. Thanksgiving, all of the sports ones work. You could use superheroes. Now, if you're going to use a sports one, we need a qualitative column and a we need two qualitative and one quantitative. So jersey number is not a quantitative number because remember, quantitative means you can do math on it. Okay, you can do comparisons. So here's the superheroes one. So I have words, right? I have gender, that's qualitative, eye color, race. Um, I also have the publisher, right? So I could use any of those as my qualitative. So as far as numbers, I have height and I have weight. Um, can I do comparisons on height and weight? Yes, I can. I can say, I can compare this guy and the next guy and see who is taller, who is shorter, who's heavier, right? When you are using a quantitative column, you should be able to make those kind of comparisons, taller, faster, shorter, heavier, stronger, things like that. Um, if I was using jersey number for like soccer players, if I have this soccer player has number 90 and the other soccer player has number 10, does that mean that number 90 is better than number 10? No, it doesn't mean that at all, right? So those numbers don't aren't quantitative, okay? Another example of a case where numbers are not quantitative would be like zip codes. So like if I'm in zip code 49277 and you're in zip code 9 you know 9210, is yours are you better? Is your zip code better? I mean, that's arguable, but no, it's just a number. So same thing with like area codes, okay? But the superhero one works. Um, car models is fine. Now, also as you're going through here and selecting a data set, you want to make sure it's big enough. Otherwise, your graphs are not going to be great. So you want something that's like at least like 20,000 or so kilobytes. So uh, you know, if it's too small of a data set, so like the wedding one won't work. Okay. Um, so I have one picked out. I'm a gamer, so I'm going to do the video games one, which means you guys don't get to select this one. But any of the ones that I showed you are fine. So, what'd you guys pick? Did anybody pick um, anything cool?
I have a question.
Sure, Kayla, what's up?
I wanted to pick Fatal Encounters.
Yeah, Fatal
But the
Encounters works.
okay, good, because they had the year in there. I was thinking I could use in the subject's age.
Yeah, you can use the age for quantitative or you can use the year. That's fine. Um,
Okay.
so for year, you can see earlier year, you wouldn't be able to add years, but you can still make comparisons that make mathematical sense, like this event happened earlier than this event. Okay.
Okay.
Joe, they
Yeah, and we'll
usually tell them, Joe, just to let you know that usually they like to stay away from years because it is such a
correct.
sometimes yeah. So if there is another column, Kayla, I would stick away from years. Because
Yeah, so
some
if you have
instructors
age, yeah,
can right, age is fine.
yeah.
With
But
this one, I
for
figured
some
I
reason
could
for years
compare.
they
I thought it would be okay to compare like how many fatal encounters from one year to another, like
Possibly, yeah.
2018
So
versus 2019.
possibly, yeah. Depending
But I
on
do see how it can get confusing.
yeah, so time can get sticky. Time is a number, but when we get
have
to the
one up here.
histogram, it might bucket the years
So you're gonna
weird.
see if
So
you can get some of it then.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
So okay. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use video games. Looks like we got some people on superheroes. Fatal Encounters is a good one. So let's jump back to our project and let's start answering some questions. So, what data set did I choose? So I'm going to uh, select the URL, which is just here in the address. So if I highlight all of this right here, and then I can right click and copy, or you'll notice that there's a shortcut for Control C. I can just hold the control button on my keypad and hit C, Control C. And now it's copied onto my clipboard, which is some imaginary place in the computer. But now if I go back to my project and click for number 2, and I can right click and paste. I can paste without formatting, which will just paste it as text. Or I can do Control V, you'll notice. So hold the control button and hit V, and that will paste in my URL. Okay. That way I can go and see the same data that you have. Okay. Um, if you're on a Mac, do we have any Mac users? So Mac, it's Command C and Command V. We do have some Mac users. Okay, so I'll try to point out the shortcuts if I know them on a Mac. It's been a while since I've used one. So, but okay, so that's number 2. So next, number 3, choose a qualitative variable to make a chart with. Which variable did you choose? So, I'm gonna start with this one. Uh, favorite game type. Okay. So I can either click on the name and hit Control C, or I can just type it in favorite game type. Okay. Now you're obviously not using the same one as me because I want you on a different data set than mine. So yeah. Uh, okay, so next is the fun part. Create a frequency bar chart of this first qualitative variable. So we're going to select graph bar plot with data. So back over in StatCrunch, um, at the top, we have graph, and you don't have to click it. You just hover over it and it'll pop up the menu and then bar plot, and then you'll need to click on with data. Okay graph bar plot with data. And it's going to ask you which column you want to use. I said I was going to do favorite game type. So whichever qualitative column you selected. So if you selected gender, that's fine. If you selected a column that's yeses and nos, that's fine. Um, so we mentioned that you don't want to use data labels. So the important aspect is whatever column you're selecting, you want to select a column that is not always the same and not always different. Okay. So for example, if I was looking at NFL players and there was a column for gender, unfortunately, right now, uh, all of the NFL players in the US are male. So if I did a bar plot of that, I would get 1 bar. And that's boring. That's not going to let me compare and contrast anything. Here for gender, I have male and female, so that's good. Okay. So I want to make sure that the column that I'm selecting is not always just the same. I also want to make sure that the column that I'm selecting is not always different, meaning every single row is different, because that's a data label. So in superheroes, for example, I can't use name because every single one of these is a different name. So I'm going to get 1,000 bars. Okay. That's not good. Okay. So you want a column that's a little bit the same and a little bit different. Okay. So that you can group them together. So okay, so I
So I'm
selected
the
graph.
movie one.
Movie one? That sounds
I'm
good.
I
Just don't
choose I
use the
chose the
title
movie
of the
one.
movie. Yeah, don't
Okay,
use the
so
title of
can
the
I put like
movie.
year?
Year would be a qualitative variable in that case, yes. If you have director, right? Some directors will do multiple movies. If you have, yeah, so month would be fine. Yeah. So if you use title, that's a data label, and we don't want that, okay? Because they're all going to be different. So we'll hit graph, bar plot with data, and you'll select what you want, and then you'll hit compute. Okay, so I've selected favorite game type, compute, and here it is. Here's my bar chart. Okay, now you can widen it or move it or whatever you need to. Okay, change whatever size. It's fine if it's in the way. Okay, you don't need to, but it's good. Now if you have 2 columns, like a yes no column, that's great. If you have a huge data set with lots of different categories, your bar chart might look crazy. Okay. Um, so that's at that point, it's up to you if you want to keep going with that or if you want to change it to a different qualitative variable. Okay. Um, we we're not going to necessarily use this data, but we want to be practicing building charts that are useful. And so if someone was going to use this data, they can look at this and say, oh, well, this one's the biggest. So it looks like RPGs are the most common game type. Nobody likes racing. It's at the bottom. That's helpful information. If your bar chart is too busy, there's too many uh, columns, then we won't be able to see it. So to do that again, we click on graph, bar plot with data, graph, bar plot with data, and then you'll select your column that you want and then hit compute. Okay. So we're going to skip section 2.4. 2.4 is really short, but we don't have any worksheets on 2.4. 2.4 is about how to make graphs that are useful and not, confusing. That's something that's very important to me in my work. I always want to make sure that the things that I'm building are easy to understand. Because a lot of the CEOs and stuff that I'm building these reports for, maybe they're not as math savvy. Like they're not focused on the math part. They want to be able to they're busy. They would need to be able to see the results quickly, and so they can make that business decision and move on. Okay. So that's why it's important to make your charts look nice. Okay. It's okay if this one looks terrible. It's okay if today it sucks. Okay. I'm all right with that. Okay. So I got my chart now. Uh, Actually, this is blank. Oh, I think it's because yeah, if I widen it out, the the label shows up. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. So next question is to copy this as an image into question number 4. Okay. So to do that, um, I need to get this as an image. Now there's 3 ways we're going to do it. Okay. I'm going to show you my favorite way, the best way. Well, okay, maybe it's not the best way, but it's the way that I think is the best. And that's using a snipping tool. So if you are on Microsoft, any computer you have is going to have a snipping tool. So I'm searching for snipping, and here it is, the snipping tool. And you can see that I actually have it if I right click on this and pin it to my taskbar, because I use this all the time. Uh, Once you know how to do like snipping, use the snipping tool, like it's a game changer. Like being able to show someone, here's what's happening on my screen. Like earlier, we were trying to share screens so I could see what was happening on your screen. If you could have just done a snipping tool and dropped that in the chat and I can see your screen and what's going on, like that's, it's great. So you don't have to take a picture with your phone and then download it and whatever. So Okay, so I've opened my snipping tool. If you are in a Mac, there is a snipping tool there as well. Yeah, snipping tool is yeah. Oh, no, I use it all the time. At work, I actually use Snagit, which is a uh, more powerful snipping tool. You can do all kinds of fun things with it. But yeah, if you're on a Mac, I believe it is uh, Command Shift 4, or you can just search for it. So. In my snipping tool, I'm going to click on new and it's going to turn my cursor into a little plus. I'm going to put my plus at the upper left of my graph. I'm going to click my left button and hold it down, my left mouse button, hold it down and drag down to the lower right. And then I'm going to let go. Okay. Were you able to see me do that? Okay.
No.
So, and here it is. This is my graph. It's now an image, okay? So I can right click on it and copy, or I can hit Control C. The great thing about Snipping Tool is it already copies it into your clipboard. You don't even need to copy it. It's already copied. So I'm going to go back over to my project and I'm going to click on, for number 4, I'm going to hit Control V. I'm just going to paste the image there. Okay, here it is. This is my bar graph. Okay. Caitlin, are you good?
Hmm.
Did I answer your question on how to make it? So that's one way to do it. So another option is you can click on options and download it, and that will download it as a image to your download folder. And then you'll need to go to wherever your download folder is. So here it is, download folder, and then you'll need to grab that project and open it, copy it into. So if I open this, and then after I've downloaded it, and then I'll copy that into my project, my Google data. Okay. That's another option. You can download it. You can also do options copy. Now, options copy doesn't actually copy it. It gives you an image to then right click and copy it. So I find that annoying, but you can do it that way. That's fine too. So, okay. Everybody good. Everybody got their image? I did gender, so there's only 2 columns. Yeah, 2 columns is fine. Yep, that's totally fine. Um,
Not yet. I'm
I
still
want
trying to paste.
you're still trying to copy and paste?
Yeah, so I did the options and I downloaded it, and now I see the black screen with my download with my chart. And then what do I do?
So in your downloads, you'll double click on. Okay, so you've got this. So you've opened it up. You'll right click on it and copy, or Command C or Control C. So copy that,
Yeah,
and then you'll be
try to
able to
paste
paste
it.
it
Yay!
into
Okay,
question
thank
number
you.
4. Ashley Markham, were you able to get a bar chart and copy it? I got 2 Ashleys today. So.
Yay!
It worked, maybe.
All right. Ashley Markham, are you good? No. Okay. Oh, one. Okay. So can't see everything with multiple tabs. Yeah. Okay. 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 So you're not confused. You just need a moment to catch up. I got you. Okay. Well, I'll try to okay, we got a yes. All right. Perfect. All right. So question number 5. Create a relative frequency bar chart of the same qualitative variable and paste it below. So what we built was frequency, and you can see that right here, frequency. All of these are the counts, right? So here I can see that 1,544 of the video gamers like action games. The biggest one, 4,000 like RPGs. So that's a count, that's a number. Relative frequency gives me percents. Okay, so what percent of the total are in each of these bars, okay? So I'm going to hit the X and close this one because I need a new bar chart for number 5, which is relative frequency. So to do that, I'll do the same thing with graph, bar plot with data, okay? Graph, bar plot with data. And I'll still select the same column, favorite game type, or whatever column it was that you selected. But this time, I'm going to change some of these options here. So there's lots of options here with like value ascending or descending. I could click on value above bar. You don't need to do that. The one that we need to change though is this one, frequency. We need to change this to a relative frequency. Okay. So doing the exact same steps that I did before, except I'm selecting relative frequency and then hitting compute. Okay, there we go. And I get my bar chart. Um, except, so I've got the numbers at the top because I told it to put data labels there. You don't need to do that. Um, but this looks the same as the one I did before. Um, okay. What did I mess up? Why does this look the same as the one I did, which was just frequency? What did I do wrong? This is a question for you guys.
Did you have to relate it to some other piece of data?
No, relative frequency should be relating it to the total. So
Mm.
you'll remember from the lecture and from the notes that when you do frequency or relative frequency, the bars look the same. So I'm sorry, it was a trick question. I didn't do anything wrong. The bars are supposed to look the same size. The only difference is my y-axis. So on my frequency one, I saw thousands of things. Here I have relative frequency, and all of these are decimals. Okay, decimals or percents. Okay, so here, if I hover over this one, I can see that, hello,
We're
you guys
here.
here?
We're
Oh
here.
my,
There we are. Yeah.
you're,
Okay.
ah, I'm sorry. Drop my my Zoom dropped me. Uh, did it kick all of you off, or was it just me?
No, it actually did not kick us off. We're still here.
Just me.
Just you.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I apologize. So, well, yep, the joys of technology. Yeah, okay. So all I was saying is that my y-axis is different, so I can see that like here I don't have 4,000 users now. I have 23% of my users were role-playing games. Okay. So yeah, so it's gonna look the same just with a different y-axis. So I'm gonna do the same thing though. I'm gonna grab my snipping tool. I'm going to click on new and I'm going to click and drag and grab my bar chart for this guy. And we're going to paste it into number 5. So right here. Okay. All right.
Caitlin's asking if she can share her screen for a second.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
said her
absolutely.
bar chart looks insane.
Let's take a look. Go ahead, Caitlin. Hopefully she didn't get kicked off either. Are you sharing? Yeah, I don't see it yet, Caitlin.
Oh, I don't see anything either.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like she got kicked out. She's just getting back on. She just got back on.
Oh, so okay. That's what is going on with
I'm
Zoom.
going to turn my video. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my
Yeah,
video off. Sometimes,
yeah,
Kim, maybe turn your video off as well. Sometimes that will help the bandwidth a little bit if
yeah,
we don't have our videos on.
yeah. Okay. Kaylin, were you able looks like your laptop's still freaking out. So, um, yeah, if you are able to share while we're going, just you feel free to interrupt. Yeah, it lagged pretty badly. Okay. So if your bar chart
It's
looks
actually
insane,
telling us.
what's that?
I'm sorry, Joe. It's telling us your bandwidth is low.
Mine is? Okay. I
Yeah,
will
that's what
stop
it's
my,
telling us on your screen.
all right, I'll stop my video as well. So, um, yeah, that's that's just great. So, hopefully we can continue on. So, okay. Um, so Caitlin, if your bar chart looks crazy because it has a lot of bars, maybe select a different column. So instead of using favorite game type, I could have used gender, and then I would have only had two bars. So all right, so Caitlin, I can see your screen now. All right, I was able to. That went away. Okay, she's starting the screen share. Okay, I can see it right now. So can you show us your bar chart on your screen? Right now I see Zoom. It it stopped again. Sorry, everybody. All right, Caitlin, I can see it now. Oh my goodness, yeah, there you go. It's so it looks like you selected deaths as uh your variable. Now, deaths would actually be quantitative, okay? And it's showing a bar for every single number. So it's showing a bar for one death, a bar for two, for three, for four. So that's why you're getting so many different bars. So uh, probably a better column to use for qualitative would be race ethnicity. Or if you um, go back to your data set and scroll over to the left, looks like there might be a couple other options that might be better. Okay. Gender would be a good one. I see, or sex. So if you use sex, that's probably better. Leading cause. So what I would do is close that bar chart that you have. Yep, click bar plot with data and select. Yeah, that's probably going to work out better for us. Yep. And then, uh, yeah. So you're going to get, yeah, there you go. That looks better. So, okay, so I'm going to go back to my screen share. And yeah, if anybody has more questions, let us know. Yep, no problem. So if as your so next one is going to be number 6, which is choose a second qualitative variable to make a pie chart with pie chart. And which variable did you choose? Okay, so we're gonna make a pie chart. Oh, gross. Um, so I have opinions about pie charts, but that's me as a data analyst. So it is a viable chart, and there are times where you want to use it, but bar charts are generally much more useful. Basically, humans are very good at being able to compare the size of rectangles. So like on my screen, I can easily see that this bar is the highest. I can see that racing is the lowest. I can compare these really easily. If I had made this as a pie chart, so uh you don't do this just yet, but I want to just show you why I'm complaining. So here, if I was to ask myself, okay, which one's bigger, action or sports? I can kind of see that the action's a little bit bigger, right? If I was to ask myself, okay, which one's bigger, sports or this real-time strategy, this light blue one over here, like that's going to be really hard to compare. I don't know if you can tell which one is bigger, sports or real-time strategy. But in my bar chart, here's my sports, here's my real-time strategy. I can see that which one's bigger, right? I can easily see real-time strategy is just a little bit higher. Okay. If I was comparing action to real-time strategy or action, I can, they don't even have to be by each other. I can see which ones are bigger. Okay. So humans are not great at seeing the size of circles or triangles. Okay. Yeah, yep. Uh, so anyway, so that said, there are places where pie charts are useful. So let's do a pie chart. Okay. So I'm going to close this and we're going to do a pie chart. So we're going to do the same thing, graph, pie chart this time. Click on with data, but we're going to select a different variable this time. So last time I used favorite game type, this time I'm going to use gender. Okay. And we'll hit compute. Okay, so here it is. Now I can see which of these is bigger. If you have a pie chart with very few pie pieces, that's good. That's decent. So if you have a lot of pie pieces, though, like we saw a second ago, it's those charts suck. But anyway, regardless of whether it sucks or not, we're not here to make nice charts today. We're just learning how to use StatCrunch. I'm gonna go back to my project and type in my answer for number 6, which variable did I choose? I used gender this time. So that's the name of it. And then for number 7, I need to copy and paste the picture in. So to do that, I'm going to use my snipping tool. Click on new, grab all this. Okay. And then I'm going to paste that, Control V for number 7. Okay. Here's my pie chart for number 7. Okay. Cool. I have more female than male video gamers. That's good to see. I like that. We have other as well. That's cool. Okay. Okay. That was number 7. All right, moving on. Number 8. My screen's getting a little laggy. Yep. Number 8, choose a quantitative variable uh, to make a histogram. Oh yeah. If your pie chart looks crazy, that's okay. As long as it's not, you know, if you have like 8 to 10, uh, categories, that's probably fine. Um, so, uh, if you used, year, you might have a lot, but that's okay. Okay. As long as you're not using, like a data label, you'll be fine. Okay. So Ashley, if you want to paste like an image of your pie chart in the chat, we can take a look and we can work on fixing it. So oh yeah, no, that looks fine, Ashley. It's it's very colorful, very Christmas. I love it. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's it's not as a so it's very busy. And like I said before, I don't love pie charts. So this as a bar chart would actually be a little better if I was actually going to be using this. There's actually a type of chart called a donut chart, which is the same as a pie chart, except the holes cut out. All it does is it changes the triangles, the pizza slices into like curvy rectangles, which are a little easier for the human eye to compare. Okay. But no, that's good. This yeah, making me hungry. Yeah. Well, sorry about that. Pies and donuts. Oh, there's an yeah. Is there an ice cream chart to go with the pie chart? I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, Ashley, yours is good. Yours is fine. Um, so number 8, choose a quantitative variable to make a histogram with. So which variable did you choose? So Quantitative is my numbers, so I could use spent per year, or I could use age. Um, yeah, no, Ashley, you're fine. Today we're just learning how to use StatCrunch. Um, you don't need to necessarily be able to read it. You're good. You're good. Okay. For quantitative, I'm not going to use the spent per year because it looks like they're doing some rounding. So I'm going to use age this time. So for a histogram, we're gonna oh wait, let's type in what column we're gonna use. So number 8, age. Okay. Whatever column you're using, as long as it's got numbers. Uh, and then make a frequency histogram and paste it in here. So uh, we're going to hit graph and histogram. Graph, histogram. And you're going to select which column you want to use. Now you'll notice that it doesn't have all of the columns anymore. And that's because StatCrunch is smart enough to know that it can only use number columns, quantitative columns for histograms. Okay. So it's only going to give you the ones with numbers. So but select that one and hit compute and you'll get your histogram. So here it is. Okay. Now yours could look crazy. That's okay. Yours might have some gaps where there's some you might have like a couple bars that are tall. That's okay. Height or weight, either one is fine. Yep. You're only going to have those two because those are your only numbers. So you only need one of them. So and we're gonna use our snipping tool and drop this into this image in for number 9. Okay. Uh, so copy that over here. Here's number 9, and here it is. Okay. All right. Number 10. Um, create a relative frequency. So that's gonna look, my bars on the relative frequency are gonna look the same, right? We talked about that already. But I'll have a different y-axis instead of having uh like thousands, 8,000, 6,000. Oh, I guess I got my numbers cut off. Yeah, that's the problem with using a snipping tool is if you miss with your selection, you might have to redo it. But um I think it's worth it. So okay, so back over in StatCrunch, we're gonna make a relative frequency. Okay. So I'm gonna hit graph, histogram, select the same column. In this case, I'm doing age, but under type, I'm not going to do frequency this time. I'm going to do relative frequency. Okay. And then hit compute. Okay. And I'll get the same one. Okay. I'm going to close my other one. By the way, if you close them, they're not gone forever. So over here where it says number 5, they're hidden. So if I wanted to go back to my bar charts, I could. If I close my internet, it's going to be gone forever. But if you accidentally close something you weren't supposed to, you can pull it back up. Okay. So same bars, except I have relative frequency this time. And I'm just gonna copy this new and copy this guy into my uh oh, into my question number 10. Okay. Now, if yours really looks crazy, and we were actually going to like try to work on these histograms, you can make your bars wider or thinner, and that might make it easier to read. Um, Sometimes if you make your bars, your histogram ranges too wide, you can miss out on seeing interesting things. If you make them too thin, you'll get a million bars and you'll get a lot of gaps. So um, yeah, for now we're gonna just stick with the bars they give us. Okay. All right, one more question, and we're gonna be done with this project. So, do your quantitative data appear to be skewed left, skewed right, or symmetric? Okay. So, uh, we had learned about that in the notes in the lectures, right? You were doing the lecture notes. We learned what skewed left and skewed right are. So it has to do with the tail. So if you have a tail going this way and a tail off to the left, it's probably symmetric. If they're all the same height, if all your bars are the same or about the same, I would call it symmetric. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetric for us to call it symmetric. Okay. Um, for this one of the nice things about snipping tools, you can draw on this. So I've got like this huge drop, and then this kind of curvy, curvy thing here. So uh, the way I like to think of it is if I have this mountain and I'm a skier, so here I am, I'm at the top, I'm a skier. Do I want to ski to the left or do I want to ski to the right? Well, if I ski to the left, I'm going to fall off this cliff to my death. Okay. So I would rather ski down the right. I mean, the right's pretty crazy, but it's a less crazy hill for me to ski down. So I'm going to ski to the right. So this is skewed right. Okay. If you have skew, it's usually skew right because it's skew left would require that you can go below zero usually. And most of the time we don't have to deal with negative numbers. So, um, number 11, mine is skew right. Skewed right. Either way is fine. Skew right's fine. Okay. Okay. And yours might look different, of course. So yours should look different because you're using different data than me. So maybe yours is symmetric. Maybe yours is skewed left, skewed right. Okay. If you're not sure, we can take a look. But otherwise, that's it. That's the project. Okay, so now we just need to submit it. So to do that, in the upper right-hand corner in Google Sheets, we have this share button, or sorry, Google Docs. You're going to click on share, and you need to make sure that I can access it. So there's a general access button where it says restricted. You need to change that drop down to anyone with the link. Okay. That way, when you send me the link, I will actually be able to look at your assignment. So, and then you're going to copy the link, and we're going to go to Canvas. Okay. So, Chapter 2, Project 1,
I
yeah, go ahead.
I did this in Word and it was wanting like a PDF. Is it okay if I turn in that?
You can turn it in as a
Or do I
PDF.
have to
So if
do
you
the Google link?
no, PDF is fine. So if you go to the bottom, there's a button right here for you to upload the PDF, and that's fine. Uh, but the easiest way is to submit it as a web URL. So Ashley, what you're going to click on is you will click on share in the upper right corner of your Google Sheet, Google Doc, share, and then select under restricted, you're going to select anyone with the link and then copy the link. Okay. So now back over here in Canvas, if I click on web URL at the bottom, I can just paste that web URL. It's going to look crazy, but that's okay. And then I'll hit submit assignment. And once you do that, you'll wait until you get the confetti, and then you know that you're good. Okay. Cool. I got confetti. Yay. All right.
Ashley, that
Uh,
share button's up in the upper right hand corner.
Yep. So it's in the upper right corner of Google Docs of the project, not StatCrunch, of the project. Okay. All right, Briley's good. All right, cool, cool. What did I want? I wanted to zoom in. Okay. It's fine. All right, that's not gonna work. Okay. Um, okay, so that was project one. You found it. All right, excellent. So share, change it to anyone with a link, copy the link, and then put it into Canvas. So there we go. All right, we have one more project and we'll call it a night. So let's jump back to Canvas and we're going to go down to day 2 again. And this time for day 2, we're looking at Chapter 2, Project 3. And we'll click on that. Okay. Once again, this is going to take us to a Google document. And so we're going to click on this link. There's also a video there if you need to watch the video. If you missed anything that I covered, you can watch it, slower speed. So, or double check anything that you may have missed. So, this is actually just the instructions. So I don't need to make a copy of this because there's another link here where it says make a copy of the Google spreadsheet at this link. Okay. So I'm going to click on that because it's going to take me to Google Sheets. Okay. Google Sheets is basically Google's version of Excel. You could do this in Excel if you wanted to download this and then do it as a PDF. That's fine. But this is where we're going to be working today for this project. So is anyone having troubles getting to this Google Sheet that I have on my screen, this spreadsheet with exam grades? Oh, okay, great. So I will hit File and make a copy again. Yep, make a copy. You got it. Okay. And I would love if you could put your name in there. So Hopkins. Yep. If you need to select a folder, you can do that, but otherwise you'll click make a copy. And there you go. Okay. All right. So now that I've got this, I don't need to share yet, okay, because we're going to do the assignment first and then we'll share it. So we have 4 columns to fill in, and then we'll be all right. So the first one is class midpoints. So these are the exam grades, and we had a bunch of students who took this exam, and they got these scores. So each of these classes, and by class I mean these ranges here, these exam grade ranges. We want to find the midpoint of it. So this is everyone that scored 40 to 50%. 49.9%, well, 50%, same thing. So the midpoint is the number right in the middle between those, between 40 and 50. So to get that, we are going to click on cell B3 and we're going to do a formula. Okay. So we'll do equals, we'll open a parenthesis, 40 plus, so 40 is the lower limit. For the formula, I want to use the next lower limit, which is 50. And I'll close my parenthesis and then divide by 2. So the divide by 2 is divide is on your keyboard. It's same spot as your question mark, but instead of hitting shift question mark, I'll just hit that / and then 2, and then I'll hit enter. Okay. So the formula for a midpoint is, I'll do equals, parenthesis, lower limit plus next lower limit divided by 2. And we're dividing by 2 because it is a average. Okay. Okay. So so you can see that in Google Sheets, so I have the number 45. So 45 is the number right between 40 and 50, okay, right in the middle. If I click on this, though, you can see that it's showing as 45, but up here in the formula bar, it's still showing the formula for me, okay? So I don't want you to type the number 45, because if I type the number, then I have the number here in the cell, but in the formula bar up above, I also have the number. That's not what we're learning, okay? We're not getting just the answer today. We're learning how to do this because we're going to do these same steps with midpoints and relative frequencies a lot, okay? I don't want you to just get the answer, right? In class, the answer is not as important as understanding how to do it, right? Because once you take these skills to your job or whatever, um, they're going to want to know the answer there. But if you don't know how to do it, you won't be able to get it. Okay? Does that make sense? So it's much more important that we have the formula understood and we know how to do it. Okay? So anyway, now, we're not going to do the same thing for all of these. I don't want to do 40 plus 60 divided by 2, 60 plus 70 divided by 2. That's going to take me forever to type all those in. Okay. So I'm only going to do this one time. And you'll notice that I did it on this one. I didn't do it on the first one because that didn't have a lower limit. I'm going to start with this one because it's obvious that this one's 40 is my lower limit for this group, for this class, for this range. Okay. We'll handle this one, the 39.9 in a second, okay? Let's do these other ones first, the higher ones. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do another formula, okay? Equals. I'm going to click on, so in cell B4, I want you to type equals, and then I want you to click on cell B3, okay? Or you could just type B3, okay? But I'm going to click on cell B3 and then hit plus. And now I want to put plus the width, okay? So in this case, the width is the difference between the two lower limits. So earlier I added 40 plus 50 and divided by 2. To get the width, I subtract them. Okay. So the width is the next lower limit minus this lower limit. Okay. So in this case, what's my width? 50 minus 40 is 10. Yes. Ashley found it earlier
There you go,
first.
Ashley.
All right, so it's 10. So I'm going to type 10. Okay. There it is, 55. Okay. Now, I could do that again for the next one. And the width is still 10. Okay. When you have a histogram, your width should always be the same if possible. Okay. But I don't want to have to do that for all of these plus 10, plus 10. That's going to take me forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on cell B4 and I can copy that cell and I can paste it in the next spot. And you'll notice that it didn't paste 55 because this is not 55. It's the formula. Okay. Not only that, it didn't paste it as B3 plus 10. Google Sheets and Excel are smart enough to know when you go down a cell, your cell reference needs to move down as well. Okay. Now I still don't necessarily want to copy this, paste, 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 paste in all these spots. So I could also just Control C, and if I hold my mouse down and select all of these cells and do paste, then it'll paste the formula for all of them. Okay. The other option is if you have a formula and you notice that there's like this little circle or square in the lower right-hand corner of your cell. If you hover over it, your mouse turns into a plus sign or a cross. If I click the left mouse button and drag it down, it will drag my formulas down. Okay. That's another way you can copy and paste your formulas. Okay. All right.
Okay, one more question. Sorry. Can you go over the formula part again?
Sure. So in cell B4, I'm going to type equals.
Do I need to delete all my values I have in there?
Oh, yes, you'll need to delete those. But in
Somehow
cell
I got messed up.
B4, you'll type B3 equals B3 plus 10. Mhm.
Okay. Then how do I do the
And then
dragging thing?
what you'll do is you'll click on cell B4, hover over the lower right-hand corner of cell B4, and then you'll left click and drag down until you get down to the last category, and then let go of your mouse. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I got it.
All right, great. Now we missed one. We're gonna go back up to the top and do this one. So this one, I'm not gonna so this one is very similar, but instead of plus 10, I need to click on B3 and minus 10. Okay, so 35. So equals B3 minus 10. Okay. Now, technically that's not the midpoint, but it's 20, but that's fine. We're gonna leave it as is. That's fine. Okay. So equals B3 minus 10. And then we've got our midpoints. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Next column we're gonna do is relative frequency. Now, relative frequency is similar to frequency. Column C is a count of students. So 5 students got this grade, 8 students got this grade, and so on. Okay. Now, relative frequency is similar. It's going to take your frequency and divide by the total. Okay. So relative frequency equals the frequency divided by the total. Okay. So to do that, I need the total. So total at the bottom here, cell C9 is blank. So how do I get the total number of students in the class? Question for you guys. How do I get that total? Add them up. That's right. Now, so I'm going to start with a formula. Equals. Now you could do 5 plus 8 plus 16. That's going to suck. I don't want to do that. Google Sheets is smart enough to think, oh, if you're looking for a total, you must be trying to do a sum. Sum is adding, right? And it actually gave us our formula already. Sum C2 colon C8. Okay. So if that's the right formula, which it is, if I hit tab, it'll say, okay, I'm going to use that formula. Okay. If you were like, no, 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 that's not the formula I wanted, you would do equals and then sum and then open your parenthesis, and then you could left click and hold and drag and select all of the things you wanted to add up and then close your parenthesis and hit enter. Um, so in this formula, I've got equals sum, and I'm adding up all of these. Okay. So from C2, C2 is the number 5, C8 is number 8, and the colon means everything in between also. Okay. 165 students in the class. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't see how you got the class midpoint for the first one.
It's equals B3 minus 10 right here.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so now we're going to do cell B2 and we're going to do relative frequency. So relative frequency, you'll remember, those are going to be decimals, okay? So yep, you're right, Ashley. It's going to be 5 divided by 165. So we'll do equals. Now I'm not going to type 5 this time. I'm going to click on cell C2, that's my 5, and then I'm going to do slash, and then I'm going to click on cell C9, which is my 165, and then I'll hit enter, okay? And that gives me relative frequency. So now, if I copy this formula down, or if I click on cell D2 and I hover my mouse over that lower right-hand corner, I'm going to have a problem. And the reason why is because Google Sheets is too smart for its own good. So in this cell, it was fine. So you'll notice that it's giving me a suggestion. It's suggesting I do C2 divided by $C $9. And that is what I need to do. So, because what's happening is when it moved down to the 8, it also moved my denominator down to cell C10. And there's nothing there. Okay. So, if you got 160, you probably missed the 5. So your sum is supposed to be from C2 to C8. Okay, so what I needed to do was do in was do C2 divided by $C $9. Oh, $C $9. Okay, because when you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to force it to always use cell C9 as the denominator for the total. Okay. All right. Now, these relative frequencies are crazy. I don't like this, how many decimals they have. This is 19.393939. Nobody wants to see that much, that many decimals. So if you click on the D at the top, that'll highlight your entire column. And then you can use this button right here.
Great job.
D
Can you go back? I got
Oh, sure.
0.147 for the first
Um,
one.
Yeah, because you have 160 as not 165, right? So
No, 65 for the
you have
total.
one. Oh, okay. So in cell D2, you want to do equals C2 divided by $C $9. Did you get that?
You killed by the wait, equals divided by
C2 divided by $C $9.
hold on. Divided by C2. You said $sign?
C $9.
Oh my goodness, this is a mess.
Let me.
This is error.
All right. So now I should be able to do it. There we go. Now I can zoom now. Okay. So we're able to get for the first cell 03030303.
No, I have error.
Okay. So did you got this formula right here in cell D2? Looks like we have another
I
person
can't
getting
even
an
hold
error.
on. This is so hard to see this. Equal. Okay, yep, I'm with you now.
All right, great. What about you, Isabella? So now that I've got this, I'm going to copy. So you can finally got it. Excellent. So you can also just hit Control C and just highlight where you want to paste your formula and hit Control V. But I don't want all these decimals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this button right here, which is it's a left arrow .0. Okay. And that's going to let me uh, reduce this down. It's better when it's in larger type. Yes. Uh, yeah. I'll keep trying to use my zoom as much as possible. Um, let me see. Yeah. I agree. It's a little small. Um, I'm going to click on that button a couple times, and it's going to reduce the number of decimal digits until I have 3 digits after the decimal, right? That's fine if I have 20.6%. Like 20.6% is a reasonable number, not with all those other digits. Okay. So I hit this left arrow until I got 3 digits after the decimal. So cool. All right, that's my relative frequency. Next is cumulative frequency. Now, cumulative frequency is again going to be numbers, okay, not decimals, so integers. But it's basically taking all of my frequencies and adding them up, okay? So the first one, how did I get the rest after D2? So you click on cell D2 and there's a little circle at the lower right-hand corner. If I left click on that and drag it down to the bottom, I'm just copying and pasting my formula into the other cells that are missing. Okay. So the first cumulative frequency is just going to be equals cell C2. Okay. It's just going to be 5. Okay. Uh, no, that is not correct. If Google Sheets tries to give you uh tries to say, oh, you're just copying this over. No, that's not what I want to do. Gonna hit the X. So these two cells here are going to be a little different where they should match. Okay. But all the other cumulative frequencies are going to be a sum of that number plus everything below it. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to click on cell E3, and then I'm going to hit equals, and then I'm going to click on cell E2 plus C3, which is the 8. I'm basically adding the 5 and the 8 together. Okay. Or you can hit tab. Google Sheets did make a good suggestion there, and we should get 13. So in cell E2 is this formula, just C2. In cell E3, my formula is this, equals E2 plus C3. Okay. Did it automatically. Yeah, there you go. So now that I have that, I can copy that formula down. So I'm gonna click on that circle at the bottom and drag my formula down. And my last number should be 165. And that's because cumulative frequency is summing them up until I get to the end. So it's taking that number plus everything below it. Well, 34 plus everything below it is the total. It's just the 165. Okay. So that's my cumulative frequency. Okay. We have one more and we'll be done. Cumulative relative frequency. Now, for this one, there's two ways you can do it. Um, it's a lot of words. Cumulative relative frequency. That's just mind melting. It's relative, which means my answers are going to be decimals, just like we did here, where we're going to be taking the number and dividing by the total. Okay. It's cumulative, which means we're also summing so that as you go, the numbers get bigger and bigger. Okay. Um, so you can do it either way using the relative frequency or the cumulative frequency. I'm going to do it using the cumulative frequency. Okay. So what we're going to do is in cell F2, we're going to do equals E2 divided by $sign C9, or sorry, $sign C, $sign 9. Sorry. And it's
What does the
$sign
sure,
$9 mean?
what it's doing there is it's forcing the formula to use cell D9. Okay, so, or sorry, C9. It's
Okay.
forcing it to use C9. So Google Sheets is going to change the formula as you go down the column, where it's going to look at E2, it's going to look at E3, E4, E5, but it's always going to be dividing by the same total. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll click on the F at the top because, again, I don't want all these decimals, and I'm going to reduce them down. Now, your last number should be 1.0 because that's going to be 165 divided by 165, okay? If you got an extra cell here, you can get rid of that. We only want those ones, okay? Okay. All right. Last thing, and we are done. And that is so uh, we want to make uh we want to make a column chart of this. um where was I? Okay, here I am. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I'm going to make a column chart for number of students. So back in column C, I'm going to highlight cell C2 to C8. Don't include the 165. Don't include the total. Okay. And then we're going to click data. or sorry, no, insert. Yeah, insert chart. There we go. Okay. It's covering up my numbers, so you will probably want to drag that out of the way. You can drag it down, you can drag it over to the left. Just, I want to be able to see everything, but I highlighted C2 down to C8, and I made a frequency chart. If I wanted a relative frequency chart, I would use these numbers, okay? But that's it. That's the end of the project. So we're going to share this. Upper right corner, click on share, change the restrictions to anyone with the link, and then copy the link into Canvas. So web URL, and then paste your link there. Okay. And that's it. Okay. How did I get the chart? I I clicked on cell C2 to C9. I highlighted those. Okay. And then I clicked on insert chart. Oh no, I got another one. That's fine. Inserts at the top and then chart. Okay. So, um, so that's it for tonight. So, we finished our two projects. You have lecture notes to do. Okay. Um, how do we save this to study those formulas? So, one of the nice things about Google Sheets and Google Docs is that it automatically saves. So you don't have to save it. If you close StatCrunch, okay, it's gone. Okay. But if you close this, you'll be able to reopen it in your Google Sheets. So if I went to Google Sheets, you'll be able to see this already saved. Okay. So here's Google Sheets. You got it. Okay. Oh, well, this guy's me to sign in. Whatever. So here's all the Google Sheets that I've ever done, and it'll sort them in order. So the one at the top, this is the one I just was working on. So there it is. Okay. Yeah, I coach my daughter's T-ball team, so there's that too. So, yeah. So yeah, you can click on that and the formulas are there. Can you save this as an Excel? Yes, you can. To do that, you'll click on File and then Download as an Excel. Now, if you do that, and you make changes, you will have to save it on your own computer. Otherwise, it won't save the changes. It'll still be on your computer, but yeah. So if you want to do it that way, that's totally fine too. File, download, Excel. So, okay. Thanks, everybody. Sorry we went a few minutes over. I apologize for that, but we had a lot of great questions. Wanted to make sure you guys were not lost. I got kicked off. There was all kinds of things today. So, but yeah, otherwise, have a good night. Have a good Memorial Day. And I will talk to you guys next week on Wednesday.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes. Cindy will see you tomorrow. All right.
Ashley, that'll be fine if you resubmit. It'll go to your most recent one.